Welcome to Caribbean Insight. We have an explosion of Caribbean videos lined up for you. Tonight, you'll be experiencing international artists displaying the cultural rhythms of soca, calypso, reggae, dancehall, and salsa. So relax and let's take a ride down the Caribbean.
And we watch Caribbean Insight TV.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Caribbean Insight. Today with me I have a woman who, through her richness of art and her power of expression, has commanded a place for herself within a world that was controlled basically by men. She has achieved the triple award of Monarch of TNT, being Road March Queen, Calypso Queen, and went on to be Calypso Queen of the World. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss McCarthy Lewis, better known as Calypso Rose. I want to say welcome to Caribbean Insight.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be on with you.
When you started singing in the era of most of your songs, I had been only a child. So this is truly an honor for me to sit with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Calypso Rose, tell us a little bit about your historical background as to where you're from and when you started out in this business.
I was born in Tobago, in a small village called Bethel. I came from a family of 11 kids, and I am the fifth child of my mother and father. Was 8 girls and 3 boys. At the age of 9, I was adopted and went to Trinidad to live with my uncle and his wife. Mm-hmm. And so I grew up in a 12th Street Barataria, which I attended the San Juan Government School in San Juan, Trinidad. And there in 1955, the history took its place as I saw an incident in 1955, and I went home and I keep telling my aunt what I saw, and the next thing I know, I was writing a calypso about the incident that I saw. At that point, I did not know that I would have been here today as Calypso Rose, because at that time my name was still McCarthy Sandy. I was only married in 1966 to Lewis. My name changed in 66. Mm-hmm. And the incident that I saw was amazing to me, because coming from a small island and a small village, I have never seen such a thing in my life. I've never seen someone stealing, less more, stealing a pair of glasses from somebody's eyes and start running. So I went home and I started writing the calypso called Glass Thief, and that was the turn of my life.
Could you remember Glass Thief so that you could give us a few lines?
That is a calypso will never leave my memory. I'm going to play you the chorus.
Okay.
But don't laugh at my strumming on the guitar.
Go right ahead.
Well, to Begonian boys, stay in your island and rear your fowls. Jane went into the market to buy piece of ice, and a fellow snatchy glasses from off she eyes.
Hey!
Greetings from TNT. I am Tigress.
Oh, yeah.
So this is what happened.
This is what happened in 1955.
In 1955.
55, yeah.
And from there, how did you proceed?
Well, at school, I used to be singing calypso, writing up anything on anybody in school, and, you know, I was like a gimmick in the school. Everything I will just, you know, I used to give them a lot of jokes and things, you know. So I used to write up little things in school and sing in school functions, in school plays, in concerts, in parties, in weddings, and they used to call me to sing. Then I went home and I went to Tobago on vacation in 1956. As you know, that was the year that our dear, beloved, the deceased Dr. Eric Williams got into power. So he went to Tobago to speak to the people in Tobago. And I was asked by the Tobago County Council to come and sing for Dr. Williams.
Oh.
And I went and I sang the only song I had wrote, Glass Thief. I'm just warning my Tobagonian men, please do not let this happen to you, you know? And I sang, and Dr. Williams came and he shook my hand, and he told me, he said, "You're good, you're very good." And he started asking me, where do I live and everything. I told him that I'm living in Trinidad, but I came over, you know, vacation and everything, and I'm going back. Then he says, "Oh, you're very good. You should be in the Calypso Tent in Trinidad singing." You know, Dr. Williams to speak with very short. So then he told me about the different tents and everything that I could go, because you're good and you're going to make it in the world. You're very, very good. And when I went back to Trinidad, I went to there was a Calypso Tent. The managers had owned a club on Nelson Street by the name of the Young Brigade. And I went there and I spoke to the two managers at the time. One name was Piggy. Don't laugh at the name.
I can't help but
and the other one name was Spike.
Spike.
Yeah. And I spoke to them, and I remember Spoiler was there. It's the first time I've seen Spoiler in my life. And Spoiler said, "Oh, you're good. You're very, very good." In the meantime, I had my Glass Thief, and then I had wrote another calypso called Can Can in those days, and I sang two of them. And Spoiler said, "You're very good. You're good. We would like to have you on our tent with us." And I said, "Oh, well, that would be good." I was very honored. I was very happy. And there I started.
Coming from, I should say, religious family, because your dad and mom were both Baptists.
No, my dad.
Was your dad?
Yeah, my dad was a Baptist minister. My mother didn't like the Baptists at all, and she still don't like them.
And she still don't
I'm only kidding. Because all of us are Baptists. All of us, my father christened all of us. Every one of us belong to the Baptist religion. That's the only religion that I know. I grew up with the bell, the calabash, and the candle.
Right.
And the Bible. Those four symbols I grew up with. And my dad was a very strict, very, very strict person. My dad, you couldn't whistle in the house. Less more to sing calypso, because my dad used to say you cannot serve two masters
at one time.
At the same time. But then when I left and I went to Trinidad, the lady that adopted me, my aunt, she and all was a Baptist, but she was more lenient, because my aunt used to still go on the little picnics and Easter till the zero, you know, go to the little, like, carnival season. She have a clique. They used to go to do little dancing. So she was more lenient with the calypso thing.
Right.
So with her was no problem. But my dad, my dad was something else. And when my dad heard I was singing calypso, man, he was furious.
He was.
He said, "I didn't teach them this. Where did she get that from?" But, you know, it's expected. Because all you know is the Bible and God.
Right.
You know? He will chastise you with the Bible. From Sunday to Sunday, he will chastise you with the Bible and the Word of God.
And the word.
So you couldn't blame the man.
You couldn't blame him.
But like I told my dad that this wasn't something I picked up. Oh, this is something that was in me. Because for someone to write, to create something, it has to be in them. And after growing up at this age, and I check back on my family history, my father, which is my grandfather, was a speech band. You know, like carnival season, they go out and they will just stay like this and make up speeches. They will make up speech on anything, any day, anything, and then they will dance, you know, and make up speech. Like you make up a speech, I make up speech, and he was very good in creating speeches.
But this speech banners, as you say, was part of the carnival celebration.
Part of the carnival celebration in Tobago.
Okay.
They used to depict like Sir Walter Raleigh and all these people that landed.
The conquerors.
The conquerors. They used to dress just like Sir Walter Raleigh and them with their little
Drake and
all these people. And they used to make out of bamboo a hat in the form of a ship on the head, with all the fancy crepe paper. So it was very, very pretty and fancy. And they will just taste and make up like how Calypsonians do. Like how we do on stage, picong.
Picong.
Yeah, we sing it, but they will speak it. They will just stand up and speak it. They will just stand up and watch you and say, girl, you know I like your smile and have me going wild, and I know your smile, I love your teeth, and you're a woman, like you look sweet. All this kind of a thing, but that's, you know. And,
wait, before you go too far, you mentioned the word picong. For those of us who don't know what picong is, you want to inform us?
Picong is a patois word, and what it means that throwing guile or throwing words, throwing words to each other in a form of a joke, right?
Okay.
Like I'm gonna sing on you for what you are, and then you're gonna sing on me for what I am, but it has to be made up on the spot. Not something you could write at home and come with a paper and read it. No, you gotta just
right there.
It have to be done right there on spot. Like it's a war. It's a Calypso war. I sing on you, you sing on me, and the crowd go wild.
Okay.
That is what you call picong. Picong, making jokes on one another in the form of song.
Right.
Right. And then coming back to my roots, where I think this musical thing came, I came from. My grandfather, which is my great-grandfather, was a musician. Used to play for weddings.
Okay.
And for all functions in Tobago. His name was Bud Charles. And my mother told me that when my great-grandfather go to play for wedding, he will play that fiddle whole night till his feet were swollen, and have everybody just dancing. So I believe that is where the musical aspect of Calypso Rose came, because I grew up in a spiritual home. I went to live in a next spiritual home, but still I am creative of music.
So music was in your genes.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. You got it.
And on that note, we'll take a break and listen to some of the wonderful music by Calypso Rose.
Mommy, why you tell me? Mommy, why you tell me that I should play, Mom? I don't prepare me costume to play in the band, and all my friends and them waiting for me to jam. But my Ralph will be jumping to the beach. I want to jump in the river on Albert Street. All I want is to alright, be back on Bangor. All I want is jumping, I'm going crazy. The hell I hot me. Tommy, I'm begging you, please. I want to set fire.
This is Shalane Hendrickson Thomas.
It's me again, the Ivan.
Hi, I'm John T.
Hi, my name is Kevin King.
This is Ramraji Prabhu.
Keep tuning in. It's the best Caribbean soca program right on, and it's happening. Love you. Stay away from drugs. Love up the soca.
Caribbean inside. Caribbean inside. Caribbean inside. Please check Caribbean inside.
Back in 1964, when you started singing with Kitchener, what happened that made you leave the Young Brigade and end up with Kitchener?
I started singing with Kitchener in 1963. Not 1964.
In 63?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler had died.
Okay.
Spoiler had died in 1958. When Kitchener came back to Trinidad from the United Kingdom, they wanted me on their cast. So I went with Kitchener. And that was in 1963. And I could remember because that was the year Tobago had the Hurricane Flora. Mm-hmm. Because whilst I was singing in the 50s with the Spoiler and other Calypsonians, I had met with a lot of criticism from church groups, especially the women. Because they were saying that they were telling me that Calypso is not good for you. It's a woman's world.
It was a man's world.
I mean, sorry. It was a man's world. Mm-hmm. They thought that this Calypso and beating steel pan was so derogative. It was the worst culture in the world for them that they tried to turn me off from it. And I tell them, look, let me tell you something. God gave me a talent to write Calypso, and I have been writing my Calypso. I have been performing it. I would not bury my talent in the soil like the 5 foolish virgins.
Right.
I say, look, you all have ever seen me strip on stage?
Right.
I never appear on stage in the nude. Mm-hmm. So I cannot see what is wrong with singing Calypso. I said, if I ask you all for a bread today, you all might give me the bread today. Will you give me a bread tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next month? No, you will not. And I kept up the pressure. They tried to keep the pressure on me, and so I started to pump Calypso on them. Mm. And in 1963, when we had Hurricane Flora in Tobago, a lot of lives were lost. Mm-hmm. And I wrote a Calypso on the Hurricane Flora. And what I did, I took hymns and create choruses. I will write about the devastation, and then in the chorus, I will put in like Abide With Me.
Okay.
Abide with me, fast falls the evening tide, and all these tunes. And then they start to listen to it. They say, wait, but she's singing him in the Calypso? Mm. Well, something got to be good there. And from then they ease up on me and start supporting me. If Hurricane Flora did not come to Tobago, mm-hmm. probably or not, they'd have been still giving me pressure.
So the storm, that was your breakthrough?
The storm, Flora, was my breakthrough.
To come into the business, to be accepted by most of the women.
Yeah.
But as you said, that you sang hymns.
Yeah, I took Nearer My God Today, I took Jerusalem My Happy Home, and I took Abide With Me. Just 2 lines, and I put them in the chorus, like I sing the verse and then I come into the chorus. Because death, there were so many lives I was lost. A lot of people were living in tents, and there was no water. It was devastated. So I came and I wrote that, and I put in. But I remember Abide With Me because I'm not putting the whole hymn in the Calypso. Just 2 lines with the melody.
Okay.
I use one melody to put in the words of the hymn.
Could you remember that Calypso that you composed?
I can't remember Hurricane Flora, but I know I know the 2 lines. The 2 lines Abide With Me. Da la da dee da 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 da, and the bango prap 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 prap.
Okay.
I remember that good.
Okay.
Abide with me, you hear me, darling?
Yes,
Abide with her.
Abide with me. Abide with me, fight for the, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said that Calypso was it was derogative for female to be singing Calypso.
That's what this says.
But most of your music, most of the songs that you write, Rose, you actually express the cries and most of the problems that women have faced during the time.
That is true. Because the reason why I am a woman, and I figure I have to stand up for women. Because the amount of Calypsonian, male Calypsonian they had, and most time they come on, they sing everything bad about women. And who should stand up for a woman more than Calypso Rose? Then I came in and I started writing issues about to support the woman, the cries. Like Solomon, why the hell you harassing me? You know, that's a very nice Calypso. And then there was there are so many. I have to go back in my files to pull the tunes. But there are so many tunes that I have written to support women. Like No Madame, that was another tune that I wrote to support women, the domestic issue that I took up. And there was a tune that I wrote.
Duncan. There was Duncan.
Duncan. Yeah, there was. Duncan is something else.
Can you give us a little bit of some of the music that you did that really spoke up for women?
Larry put up this wedding band and forget this engagement plan. Since last February, the both of us were to marry. But in the month of June, you say we go on the honeymoon. Now you put it off and you're balling. We must engage first. Never happened. Me and want no engagement ring. I want to hear me wedding bells ringing, darling. Let us walk down the aisle. Engagement go take too long. Let we do one thing and done.
That was beautiful.
I don't want no engagement. That taking too long because you might change your mind.
But before you put the guitar too far, what about Solomon?
Oh yeah.
Solomon covered most of the issues that women go through. Men not working, not bringing home money, lying, not taking care of the children.
Solomon, why the hell you harassing me? You can see that the both of us can't agree. Every day is a cursing inside the place. You beat me bad, you bust and mash up my face. Every day you come home, you arguing. You have me like puppet hanging on string. You walking in the house just like a zombie, Solomon. Down to them woman going crazy. So get out my house. Solomon, you are a stinking louse. Solomon, and you are a blight. Solomon, get out my life. Let me put a light in my life. Solomon.
I'm the Lord Kitchen. This is Rootsman.
This is Sanel Dempsey.
My name is Winston Bailey, better known as Shadow.
This is Calypsonian Squeezy.
I watch no other but Caribbean Insight.
Caribbean Insight really is dynamite. Caribbean Insight really super was spite. Caribbean Insight enjoy day or night. Caribbean Insight really is dynamite.
I make a mistake when I say the women going crazy. It's the children going crazy.
Yeah, but both the children and the women were going crazy when these guys were behaving like this.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, and it's not something from the past. This is something that we still see.
This is happening every day. The husband will give or the boyfriend or the living lover will give the woman all these kids. And then he will come home. He will not even put money on the table for food. But there is someone out there he's giving the money to. Because in one of the verses I said, "Don't do the money making accident in your pocket." Because when you have money and you put more money inside, it make it accident. But the poor children starving, and still they're so bold faced. They have the outside woman calling the house too.
Right.
And if you say anything, the outside woman cursing you. And then when she sees him, she goes and tell him that she called the house and then he comes home and beat you on top of that. Oh my God, how much could a woman take?
Right. Right. So you see how this is how long ago you were talking about
this issue.
Wife battering, abuse, abuse, physical abuse. They were just These are social commentaries.
Social commentary. I have another tune. It's in my file, but this guy that at least we weren't married, but we were lovers. But I will see him for his birthday. I will see him. He's sick. I will see him. But when it's your birthday, you can't see him at all. You sit down by the phone waiting for him to call all day, and he would not even ring to say happy birthday, my darling. Man, I tell you, give me a chance with them, not you, darling. Yeah, these are the issues that I was speaking out for women in song. As we, the Calypsonians, we are being called the reporters. We are the media in music. In music. We are the media, because we're going to sing it. Whether you like it or not, we're going to tell it in song. Whether the radio play it or not, we're going to tell it in song.
On that note, let's listen to some of the music by Calypso Rose.
This is one of the women's issue called The Other Woman. Since you come from Grenada, you get crazy. Since you land in New York, you get stupid. We used to be happy in our country. Now you pick up this Yankee woman and marry to she. I am the other woman. You ain't had no damn compassion. Anything you want, you ring my phone. I used to do you cooking. I used to do you washing. And your wife sit down clean the nails at home.
Greetings, my name is David Rudder.
I am Mavis John.
Yo, this is KMC.
I'm Nicole Graves.
Hey, this is Ronnie. This is Ronnie McIntosh.
Hi, it's Brother Resistance. I am Ras Shorty Eyes.
I make sure that I watch Caribbean Inside.
And so should you.
Caribbean Inside really is dynamite. Caribbean Inside really super was spite. Caribbean Inside enjoy day or night. Caribbean Inside really is dynamite.
Yeah, the wife is so polishing her nails and picking the eyebrow, and then you've been watching cooking. But when it's your birthday, you can't see him at all. So these are the issues that I have written in my years of music and sung about the women's issue.
When you started producing music like this, I mean, these social commentaries about women's issues, did the attitude of women change towards you?
Oh, yes. It did change. They love me more.
They began to love you at that time?
Yes, they began to embrace me more closer.
More closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they see exactly where I'm coming from and the direction I'm taking myself and the music. Oh, they love me more.
On that note, I want to say thank you again, Calypso Rose, for being with us.
You're welcome.
Okay?
Welcome.
And as you continue, please, because I know you have a lot of work ahead to do.
I got a lot.
Please feel free to come visit us. And to you people out there, don't forget, the CDs are around. Go out and get it. Support your artists. And I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hello, man. Why the hell you harassing me? You can see that the both of us can't agree. Every day is a fighting inside the place. You beat me bad, you black and blue up me face. Every day you come home, you arguing. You have me like puppet hanging on string. I walk in the house just like a zombie. Solomon, don't you them children